Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now, let's get into the video.
When a man insults you, please take it with a grain of salt and a shot of he ain't shit. A lot of men will insult you, and I can tell you exactly what they mean. Gold digger. Translation, I have no gold. It just makes me laugh. What he's really trying to say is, I could never have someone like you. Period. No one is ever gonna want to date you. You're too much. Translation, your expectations are too high for me to even fathom being able to meet, so I'm gonna insult you instead. Aren't you a single mom? Translation, you were able to leave that man? You must have strong boundaries. You're so vain. Translation, you know how good looking you are, and that scares me. You're too high maintenance. Translation, I cannot maintain that. You have an attitude. Translation, shut your mouth so that I can always be right. Men will insult you to bring you down to their level. It's always the men that could never have you that will insult you. Because if they could have you or ever saw a chance with you, they'll just lie. When they know they don't, they feel inadequate. It's giving little pee-pee energy, you know what I mean? And all we're doing is laughing. I love you guys. Bye.
Well, I guess on weekdays we go with if he doesn't want you, he's gay, and on weekends we go back to small d energy. If they could have you or saw a chance that they could have you, they will lie. Alright, but they did had you. They lied and they had you. They weren't saying those things before you ended up a single mother, for example. That is what I cannot have. Princess, I can always have a ish sandwich. Doesn't mean I want one.
And I swear on all my ancestors that Latinas and Eastern Europeans are doing God's work. Here's why. I went on a date a few weeks ago, and the guy was like, "Wow, talking so much." And then I asked him, like, "So what happened, like, with your last relationship?" And he goes on, and he was like, "Yeah, she was Ukrainian." To me, it's like, amazing. You've been trained. You have been trained. Or if I hear, like, Colombia, Venezuela, you've been trained. So he was already, I'm like, okay, great. And apparently the problem was, like, he's like, yeah, like, she had all these, like, expectations and standards and this and that. So I just was wondering if it's like a religious kind of thing. He's like, did you grow up Catholic? And I was like, yeah, but it's not a Catholic thing, boy. It's like what we expect. And I was like, no, that's just what we expect from a man. Like, and he was like, yeah, she was very into, like, the man needs to be the man and the woman needs to be the woman. And like, are you like that? And he looked me straight in the eye and I was like, how do I, So girls, if his ex was a Latina or Eastern European, it's for your own good. We did God's work. We trained them for you and we put them back on earth for you.
Well, she's not wrong. Eastern European women are amazing. About 90% of them. The rest of 10% are absolutely mental. Now, I don't know much about Latinas, but I do know they're mental. About 90% of them. The rest of the 10% are not as mental. Women always claim they want to train men. That's why they're looking at someone's boyfriend or husband. So you already found a trained man and you had the chance to train him even more and you still released him into the wild? Oh, it's because you're Catholic like the Ukrainians, which are not.
Alrighty, these are things that I used to do that now give me the ick. Number one is being a pick-me girl, saying things like, guys are just less drama, so I prefer to hang out with guys. Blech. Or, I could never wear that much makeup. Like, just no, girl, no. And I'm so glad we grew out of that. You live and you learn. Number two is getting blackout drunk on a regular basis. Like, why was I 14 years old and every Friday night I would steal a bottle of Jack Daniels from my local Walmart and then drink myself into oblivion in some random garage or house party? Not really sure what was going on there, but... And then number three is just general social media behavior. I would post like these cryptic Facebook statuses in hopes that somebody would ask me what was wrong. Like, I didn't need attention on social media. I needed a hug and I needed to go to therapy. But we all make our mistakes.
Yes, we do. Speaking of one of mine, I was completely wrong yesterday, and so many of you pointed out in the comments. To all of you, I want to say thank you and know that I appreciate you. Number one, she no longer says men are less drama because in the meantime, she learned that men are less drama. Number two, you're doing that because you had no father in your life, or at least a father figure. And three, it's absolutely great you're no longer looking for external validation on Facebook because that's what TikTok is for.
Trying to explain to a man that if a girl says to leave us alone, do anything but leave us alone. Unless it's said multiple times, but most of the time, girls just like, we want the attention. We want you to like.
No, bad. That is not being girl's girl, and it is not being fur to boys. In fact, you are just trying to ruin literally everyone's day and life right now. Us girls do not want you telling guys to keep pursuing us after we tell them to leave us alone. And guys do not want unhinged mixed signals. If you want attention, it is your responsibility to find age-appropriate ways to receive it. But muddying the waters of consent by trying to redefine it in the most dangerously unclear way possible is not an appropriate way of receiving attention, nor are you going to get the attention you want. Clearly. Damn, that's a ratio. Luckily, men are still holding down the consent fort, even when this lady is trying to destroy it from the inside out. If a woman says, leave me alone, I'm leaving her alone. I will do as I'm told. It's on you to say what you mean. Not gonna do it. No means no. A woman should only have to say it once. So here's what we're left with. Might sound like a crazy concept, but as it turns out, if you want a guy to talk to you, don't tell him to leave you alone. In fact, maybe, just maybe, you could even act like you like him.
No, because then she won't feel the butterflies of being chased or whatever dumb ideas they come up with on TikTok. It's not even funny that we live in a world where men are saying no, you say no, I'm gonna take your word for it. When at the same time, these were the same lunatics complaining about consent and now they want men to ignore that consent. We live in a world where the online mind completely took over, where everyone wants to be an influencer when they have absolutely nothing to say. And that's why TikTok is the sewage of society.
A hill that I will absolutely die on is that men with female best friends are never going to be fully able to commit to any other female. That is, unless he decides to create distance and healthy boundaries between him and his female best friend. Now, I say this as somebody who has been the female best friend, as well as the girl who has dated the men with the female best friends. Now, when I was the female best friend, when my male best friend found somebody, I was so happy for him, and I definitely respected the boundaries that were created. But I later found out that when him and I were best friends, he had secretly always hoped that like something would happen. Now, when I was the girlfriend of the man with the female best friend, I had nothing but problems. My most recent serious relationship, which lasted about 2 years, a lot of the problems in our relationship had to deal with the female best friend. Whenever him and I would get into a fight or whenever there was a problem, she would try to frame me. She would try to basically make him hate me. Whenever I would go over his house, I was almost afraid if he was on the phone with her because I knew once he got off the phone with her, he was going to start a fight with me.
Funny enough, when men said, no, we can't be best friends, or we don't need to be best friends, we were called misogynists. And even in your story, there's a huge difference that leads to the same problem. When you were the best friend, you were the one that friend-zoned him. When you were the girlfriend, he was the one that friend-zoned her. This is gonna sound pretty ignorant, because that's not all women talk about, but I'm gonna use it as an example. As a man, I'm not gonna be on the phone listening to you complain about a sweater for 2 hours. Also, as a man, you're not gonna be the first one I call at 2 a.m. when I'm having a rough time, when all I'm gonna say is, hey buddy, I need a beer. Because I know all my friends are gonna say, I'll be there in 30 minutes, but I don't really count on you to do the same. We are different even when it comes to our friendships, is I guess what I'm trying to say.
I'm just gonna say it. I don't think you're obsessed with yourself enough. I need you to be waking up every single day so excited that you get to live another day and you get to improve yourself. You get to get hotter, smarter, kinder, richer, more radiant every single day. Why wouldn't that fire you up?
Because I'm on TikTok, people who mindlessly scroll through TikTok 6 to 8 hours a day are not getting richer, hotter, smarter. Not when they listen to some lunatic telling them to be obsessed. In fact, even though I have no proof to back this up, I do really believe that they're getting dumber. Let's just take you for example. What are the steps you take to get richer and hotter when you're sitting in your car posting TikToks? What are the steps you take to get smarter when you're talking about being obsessed with you?
Do you know what? At this point, I can't even tell who the good guys and the bad guys are on dating apps anymore. So I'm currently on Hinge, and it is the trenches in here. Do you know what? I'm normally, like, I can tell a good guy normally and then a bad guy, but now it's just oversaturated with pieces of shit. So normally I could tell, like, by profile, like, depending on what type of pictures they've got, their bio, like, if they're already stating all of the things that they don't want in a woman. I recently saw one guy that's saying, like, if you just come back from Dubai with your girls, like, helping setting up a bar, then just don't even bother. And I'm just like, okay, who hurt you?
That's an interesting question. What are the chances it wasn't one of his best friends but a girl he knew, a romantic interest even, that came back from Dubai with a bad breath, or one that has a really interesting explanation for a new tattoo?
I had a three when I went on my girls' holiday, and what's it called? Santa Ponza last year.
With two guys or a girl?
Two guys.
Okay. Lucky guys.
I have a tattoo for it.
Oh really? That's fucking sentimental.
The one skill I would learn if you're entering corporate, if you're entering new relationship, new friendships, whatnot, learn how to detect and scan for if you are being respected or not. Forget about being liked, chosen, being treated as the favorite one or whatnot. Understand how respect is given, how it's shown, how it feels in your body.
Yeah, sure. Next time you stock up on batteries, get one for your smoke detector. To give her the benefit of the doubt, what she wanted to say was that respect is earned, not given, not shown. Maybe learn that as a new skill, how to get respect from others.
As a 26-year-old girl working in tech, I would actually take a male middle-aged man as my boss over a woman any day of the week. I know that might shock people, but the reason being that younger women really get so much jealousy from, like, older women, where it should be the opposite. It should be like women, like, we uplift others. I would always take, like, the middle-aged man with, like, the family and the kids, like, especially like a white middle-aged man.
What the hell color got anything to do with it? But aren't you lucky? Because I think the majority of people working in tech are men. Now, why would it make it so difficult for women to work with women? Is it really just the Snow White story where older women hate youth and beauty? Or is it more of a fact that you don't really like each other? And this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.